This episode of the Grand Rising Show was brought to you by Autochthonous Assembly, where the real work gets done. Autochthonous Assembly is a gathering of the minds that do the work. Now, for many of our first time subscribers and first time visitors, you may be wondering who Autochthonous Assembly are. You can find this information about our mission statement and our core values on the website at autochthonousassembly.com/about. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising up Indigenous American voices by using genealogy, also known as family history, or your family tree, which is the study of families and the tracing of their lineages and history. Genealogists use oral interviews, historical records, genetic analysis, and other records to obtain information about a family and to demonstrate kinship and pedigrees of its members. Our core values are the foundation of our company, which is essential to our success and serve as a lens through which we evaluate every business decision. Those core values are, but are not limited to, integrity, which is knowing and doing what is right; respect, which is treating others the way you want to be treated; responsibility, which is embracing opportunities to contribute; and servant leadership, which is serving the common good. Now, at Autochthonous Assembly, we have a couple of goals here. And our first goal and foremost of the reason why we do everything that we do is to ensure that we help you do your genealogy and connect back to your tribe and find out where you are from. Everything that we do from the standpoint of the Grand Rising Show and all the information that's posted on the website is dedicated to that one specific purpose, helping you find your genealogy, find your relatives, find your family so that you will know exactly who you are. And if you choose to, tie back into your tribe, whether that tribe is a Native American tribe, an American Indian tribe, whether it's allowing you to determine which house in Africa that you belong to, or what clan of Scandinavia or Europe or France that you belong to. Either way, our goal is to do just that, help you find out who you are so you know exactly where to start. We are not here to tell you who you are, and we're not here to tell you who you are not. We're just here to help you discover your beginnings. Another one of our missions is to help you become financially independent so that you can help your generations for the next 7 generations and be able to put a stable foundation for you and your relatives. And if you should choose to use this information that we provide free of charge to help not only yourself, but your community and your tribe, then we will do everything in our power to make sure that gets done as well. And remember, our goal here is to make sure that we help you get exposed to this information to put you in the best situation possible. So now what I'm going to do now is return it back over to the panel to see if there was anything I missed, and I will go ahead and get set up so we can get ready and get digging into this information. Panel, take it away.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.
their earnings and build financial capability and assets. The FSS program serves families in the Housing Choice Voucher Program, families living in public housing, families living in HUD-assisted multifamily developments. FSS is a voluntary program for families. A family can choose whether or not to participate in it. Some FHAs are required to offer an FSS program to satisfy a mandate tied to their receipt of housing assistance in earlier decades. While others run the program voluntarily, owners of HUD-assisted multifamily developments can choose whether or not to participate. As this video explains, the primary goal of FSS is to help participants make progress towards economic security. FSS achieves this goal by helping families to increase their earnings and to build assets and financial capability. This training is designed to assist FSS programs in achieving these outcomes. What does self-sufficiency mean? The FSS program seeks to help participants make measurable progress towards economic security so that they no longer need welfare programs, are less dependent on rental assistance, and are better able to achieve the goals they set out for themselves and plan for the future. As this video explains, HUD does not require participants to leave subsidized housing in order to successfully complete the FSS program. There are two key features to the FSS program. Escrow savings account helps participants build savings. A financial incentive for Number one, a financial incentive for participants to increase their earnings in the form of an escrow savings account that increase a resident's earnings increase. The escrow account helps participants build savings that they can use to improve their quality of life and advance their personal goals. Escrow funds can also help participants pay for key services, such as car repair or employment training, that they may need to make progress towards their goals. And two, case management or coaching is coaching to help families assess services they may need to overcome barriers to employment, strengthen their financial capability, and address other challenges holding them back from achieving their goals. Case management or coaching. The escrow account, the FSS escrow account, is a savings account that the PHA or owner maintains on behalf of the FSS participant. Participants build savings in an escrow account as their earnings increase. How does the escrow account work? Families with a housing choice voucher or living in public housing or a multifamily development with a project-based Section 8 contract generally pay rent based on a percentage of their income. When a family's income rises, the amount the family must pay towards rent also rises. One of the great benefits of participating in FSS is the opportunity to recapture a portion of increased rent through the escrow accounts. Rent calculations for assisted housing paycheck. Deposits to the FSS escrow account occur when the household earnings of an FSS participant increase and lead to an increase in rent. Generally, when this happens, the PHA owner will deposit an amount equal to the family's increase in rent due to increased earnings into the FSS escrow account. The escrow account thus allows FSS participants to build savings over time. Watch this video for a general high-level explanation of how escrow works and the benefits of having an escrow account. For more details on escrow calculations, see the FSS escrow account credit worksheet and 24 CFR 984.305B. How can FSS participants access the money in their escrow accounts? Once a family successfully graduates from the FSS, they may access the escrow funds and use them for any purpose. The requirements for graduation are discussed later in this section. FSS programs may also allow some earlier disbursements for specific purposes. These so-called interim disbursements of escrow are discussed in Chapter 5. Case management or coaching. To achieve their individual goals, many participants will need to access the two services and educational program. HUD does not fund services for FSS participants. Instead, HUD funds FSS program coordinators who work closely with FSS participants to help them access services available in the community. A function known as service coordination. See illustration. FSS program coordinators also assess the needs of FSS participants or make referrals to specialized assessments related to health, education, family dynamics, and other issues. Help participants set goals and provide ongoing support and encouragement to help participants achieve their goals. Guidance on the role that FSS program coordinators play in supporting FSS participants, which is sometimes called case management or coaching, is provided in Chapter 2. I think the S needs to come out of the alphabet and words. I think somebody had, this is like a really old joke.
FSS. Gabrielle was reading FSS. You on the Cabaret Rising Show. FSS.
Oh man.
That's a future salad sandwich. Is that what that was? Was that what FSS
man,
sandwich?
for real.
What is this?
Service coordination, transportation, childcare, health services, educational programs, internship and apprenticeship, counseling, employment services, vocational training, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, drug and or alcohol treatment, home ownership counseling, financial education. Common services that some FSS participants may need to achieve their goals include employment services such as resume building, job search assistance, job training programs, educational programs such as basic skills development, GED preparation, 2 or 4 year college courses, job training. Services to build financial capabilities such as credit counseling, financial education, saving programs. Other wraparound services such as health and mental health services, child care, transportation, emergency services. Individual goals. An important feature of the FSS program is the establishment by each participant of a set of goals that they seek to achieve in the program. In order to graduate from the FSS and receive the funds in their escrow account, FSS participants must establish and meet these goals. While FSS participants may set additional goals, all FSS participants must at a minimum agree to work toward the following 2 goals. Goal 1, 12 months free from income assistance. Number 1, for all household members to become independent of income assistance from federal or state welfare programs for at least 12 months. The requirement applies solely to ongoing cash assistance. Food stamps, Medicaid, or short-term non-recurring payments are not included. For the head of household to seek and maintain suitable employment. Goal number 2, head of household, maintain suitable employment. FHAs are responsible for determining what qualifies as suitable employment based on the skills, education, and job training of individuals that has been designated the head of the FSS family and based on the available jobs opportunities within the jurisdiction served by the PHA. 24 CFR 984.303B4 III. In addition to the 2 main goals, residents can and should identify other goals. FSS participants have 5 years to achieve their goals, but can complete the program sooner if they have achieved their goals. If residents need more time to fully achieve their goals, they can request an extension of up to 2 years for good cause. Man, this is so many answers, questions being answered. All right.
Told you.
For real. Thank you, Bones. Yes. HUD regulations, good cause, means circumstances beyond the control of the FSS family as determined by the PHA, such a serious illness or involuntary loss of employment, 24 CFR 984.303D. Why is FSS an important program? There are many benefits of the Family Self-Sufficiency Program to residents and to your organization. FSF programs help residents increase their economic security. The escrow account provides a financial incentive for participants to increase their earnings as well as a vehicle for participants to build savings. FSS programs help residents build financial capability. While in FSS, participants can work on improving their credit, build savings, budgeting, strengthening their financial knowledge, and assessing affordable and reliable financial products. FSF programs help PHAs and owners serve more families in need. FSS helps some residents make the transition to unassisted housing while helping others pay a larger share of the rent, reducing their subsidy needs. This frees up space within a public housing or project-based Section 8 development for other needy households and allows Housing Choice Vouchers programs to offer vouchers to families on the waiting list. FSS builds stronger relationships with residents. Residents appreciate being actively engaged in forward-looking programs designed to help them make progress toward economic security. As a result, FSS may decrease the incidence of non-payment of rent, very short tenant stays, and resident-caused damage to units. FSS builds goodwill between landlords and tenants. The participation of Housing Choice Voucher holders in FSS may give landlords more confidence in suitability as tenants, facilitating voucher utilization and building goodwill with landlords. Hear from other program coordinators and administrators in this video about many benefits of the FSS program. All right, now where I need to go. Glossary, guidebook, resource library, contributors.
Whatever first link that intrigues you on it.
Let's go.
Yeah, free link range.
Okay, let's go to guidebook. Administering an effective family self-sufficiency program, a guidebook based on evidence and promising practices. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Office of Public Indian Housing.
Get them words again.
February 2017. Preface. The Family Self-Sufficiency Program is a critical component of HUD's overall efforts to help Housing Choice Voucher holders and residents of public housing and HUD-assisted multifamily housing to make progress towards economic security. FSS helps participants increase their earnings and build financial capability and assets through two key features which build on the platform of stable housing created by rental assistance. A financial incentive for participants to increase their earnings in the form of an escrow savings account that increases the resident's earnings increase. The escrow account helps participants build savings that they can use to improve their quality of life and advance their personal goals. Escrow funds can also help participants cover the cost of services that may be needed to make progress towards goals while enrolled in the program, such as employment training or car repair, case management, or coaching to help residents assess services that they may need to overcome barriers to employment, strengthen their financial capability, and address their challenges holding them back from achieving their goals. This guidebook, Administering an Effective Family Self-Sufficiency Program, a guidebook based on evidence and promising practices, provides practical hands-on guidance on how to run an effective FSS program by applying the promising practices described in this guidebook to their local FSS programs. FSS program coordinators can strengthen their programs to provide more effective assistance to FSS participants, helping participants to successfully achieve their goals and make tangible progress towards economic security. This guidebook is an important resource for both new and experienced FSS program coordinators, as well as PHA staff, HUD staff, and others with an interest in the FSS program. It is the result of an intensive year-long engagement of a FSS community of practice made up of FSS professionals from high-performing PHAs covering a range of settings. As an evidence-based guide to practice, this guide goes beyond a summary of program regulations. Among other content, the guidebook includes specific action-oriented recommendations on how to help low-income individuals increase their earnings and build assets and financial capability. So this is a PDF on how to.
Oh, another how-to? A plug and play? Or what you got?
Let me download. Let me download link. I'm just saying. Thank you, Bones. Appreciate you. That because you want to help me out?
What? You want me to help you download?
I need you to help say some of these S's.
What? I knew you were swearing on me. Where we at?
We're on new FSS coordinators.
I heard that. Hold on, what link you click? Because I ain't click no link with you. New FSS. Oh, I'm all the way on goal too. Wait a minute. Individual goals.
I clicked on guidebook.
Ah. Nope.
Why do you say no?
Because I didn't click on guidebook. No,
You
I
click on.
clicked on guidebook. No, where was you saying? Where was you at?
I said I was at new FSS coordinators.
New FFS, huh?
I'm trying to
New
tell you.
FSS, the FSSs.
I shouldn't be
practice
knowing
members.
that I wasn't using muscles to say these words back to back.
Are these talking about the community of practice members who informed this guidebook, or no? What are you reading?
It is okay. What would it be? It's the first page, second page. It's the third page.
Yes, the third page.
You know, I feel like I'm in elementary school and the person next to me is acting like they don't understand. So I could be stuck reading, which is fine. I'll read.
No, I was trying to figure out, you mean the real page 3 that's in blue or what? Because I really don't. I don't see it. It looks like you're reading the table of contents. Where am I supposed to be? Why is it important?
What?
I'm on page 7. Page 6 is why is it important? Piece to the chat. Introduction, page 6.
Oh, okay.
Were you reading the table
Where
of contents?
you're at now. I hadn't even gotten to the contents.
What were you just reading the preface?
I guess it was right after the preface.
Oh, it is. There it is right there. I was just joking, and that's what it is. Yeah, no, that's the table of contents. I'm gonna read it. What is FSS and why it is important? Did you go over that?
Where are
we
you?
reading this book? What are we reading? This thing is 147 pages, Gabrielle. What did you click? Sometimes you gotta say no to Gabrielle.
No more free rent. No more free links. No more free links.
I was gonna say, you had free range on the links, and he took it away from you immediately. You gotta have us reading somebody's guidebook, and we are not getting paid for it.
I don't think no one caught Double Tuck Cousin's tone. He said this thing is 144 pages. What did you go?
Hey, it's 147. What did you click? This says 1.2, and I believe it goes further.
My chest hurt. I can't. Hold on.
I can help you read, but can we get back on the road that we were traveling? Excuse me.
This is personal time reading. What are you doing?
Does you see what she be doing, Bones? You see how she be clicking things during the show? Oh, she be quiet. She be doing the personal time stuff. This is not
my stomach hurts. I can't. He said this 147 pages. What did you click?
What? Why is okay? I can read 1.2. What is the FSS and why it is important? We're gonna read that, and we are getting up out of this realm wherever Gabrielle has us. Because 147 pages, we're about to end the show now.
Okay, it didn't seem like okay. Well,
no, it's nice. It's comprehensive, and you can say
it didn't pop up when I downloaded. So he said, "What did you click?"
Look, I have proof now of what you clicked because I clicked it right behind you, and this thing say 11. I'm on 11 out of 147, and that don't seem like a rising show number. What is FSS and why is it important? That's 1.2 on page 6. What is the Family Self-Sufficiency Program? The FSS program helps families in the HCV program and residents of the public housing and project-based Section 8 developments, collectively residents, to increase their earnings and build financial capability and assets. The program has 2 key features. One of them is a financial incentive for participants to increase their earnings in the form of an escrow savings account that increases the residents' earnings increase. The escrow account helps participants build savings that they can use to improve their quality of life and advance their personal goals. Escrow funds can also help participants cover the cost of key services that may be needed to make progress toward these goals while enrolled in the program, such as employment, training, or car repair. And another key feature is case management or coaching to help residents access services they may need to overcome barriers to employment, strengthen their financial capability, and address other challenges holding them back from achieving their goals. Some PHAs are required to run FSS programs, while other PHAs are not. No. FSS is optional for owners of HUD-assisted multifamily developments with a Section 8 contract. Project-based voucher sites that are required to provide supportive services may offer FSS as an option to fulfill that requirement, but a resident may not lose their housing benefit as a result of not participating in FSS. Under HUD program regulations, resident participation in FSS is completely voluntary. Residents who choose to enroll in FSS work with an FSS program coordinator who helps them identify a series of intermediate and long-term goals and the steps they plan to take to achieve these goals. These steps include services residents may benefit from accessing, such as job training or basic skills education. The individual goals for each FSS participant and the steps to achieve these goals are recorded in an individual training and services plan, ITSP. The ITSP is a part of an FSS contract of participation signed by the agency administering the FSS program and the head of each participating household, the contract of participation records, the commitments of the family and the FSS program to work together to achieve the identified goals. Now, I want to slowly back away from this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just slowly. This thing is full of hot links. Anyone want to click the link and take their time to read through this to understand? And email us at atonicnessassembly@gmail.com for questions, comments, concerns, and/or corrections. Now, Gabrielle, before you went through this black hole, which world were you in?
Well,
You can click whatever you like. Yeah.
I clicked on libraries and I clicked on contributors.
Mm-hmm.
The resource library.
Ah, yes. That page seems like it has an end. I'm just saying. I'm with you. I'm here with you.
Oh, sorry. My bad. The never-ending reading.
Exactly. Say what?
You said what?
You counted the pages first.
Yep. Look, I did a thumb scroll. Let me see if one thumb scroll real quick can get me to the end of the page. If it doesn't, then I don't know. I know it's kind of early, but
Double cousin said, "Nah, I ain't signed up for this. This is some personal reading. What you doing?"
that's like going up on the highest high dive first. Like, wait, can I warm up? Can we warm up? I've seen the movie with Roddy. You ain't gotta be
All the way up here. I got to jump from here. Can I jump from there first? Can I try that one first?
I mean, I can get to that one faster. I can get to that one faster. Why I gotta go so high up?
Do I got to step? Oh no, this ain't gonna work.
Without the wrapper, you can get to it quick. But this one works. The FSS Resource Library. Thank you, Gabrielle.
Yeah, I actually did that one time. I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on the high dive. I climbed up there, got all the way to the top, got to the middle. And when the diving board started to bend, I started backing up slowly. Everybody screaming, no, I'm climbing right down this. It wasn't even a climb down a shame. It was like, nah, that board bent. Y'all gonna see. I'm good. I think I'm scared of heights. It's 147 pages. Okay.
Since Epiphany showed up.
Mm-hmm. You have her little friends with her? Epiphany.
FSS Resource Library. The purpose of this resource library is to make resources related to HUD's Family Self-Sufficiency program available to FSS coordinators and others with an interest in the program. Many of the resources included here are referenced in the FSS program online training and the companion guidebook. Administering an effective FSS program, a guidebook based on evidence and promising practices. Download a PDF of the resource library. Oh, okay. Disclaimer, while every effort has been made to ensure that the resources included here are useful to FSS coordinators, the inclusion of any particular sample document or the link to any particular external resource does not represent an endorsement by HUD or its contractors of the content of the document or resource. Additionally, some resources may require specialized or technical expertise to adapt and use for an FSS program. Coordinators should exercise judgment in determining how to use or adapt these materials in connection with their programs. Find topic. You got 1, introduction; 2, outreach and goal setting; 3, case management and coaching; 4, helping FSS participants increase their earnings; 5, helping FSS participants build assets and financial capability; 6, building an effective FSS infrastructure; and then all resources, hot links. And this is, okay, FSF introductions. We're going back and forth, double cousin, or it's just me?
Where you at?
I won't click the links.
I don't believe that, but where you at?
Introduction.
The
FSS
introduction.
program
FSS
information.
program information. No, I don't know where you at. 25 years of family self-sufficiency program. Families working, families prospering. Okay, families working, families prospering. Oh yeah, we ain't gonna click no links. This resource highlights the accomplishments of HUD's Family Self-Sufficiency Program, FSS, in helping subsidized housing residents increase their earnings and build assets and financial capability. Based on 25 years of experience with FSS, this ebook recognizes the important contributions of local FSS programs and service partners in helping hardworking families make progress toward economic security, and features several remarkable success stories of recent program graduates and a summary of key outcomes. This snapshot of the FSS program and its 25-year mark underscores the promise of FSS and the beneficial impacts of increasing participation in FSS and continuing to strengthen the quality of local FSS programs. That is 25 years of the Family Self-Sufficiency Program in a snapshot.
Okay, I'll read the next one.
Thought you were about to say, oh yeah, I clicked this PDF. Let me view this flip book, a 25-year snapshot. 25-page snapshot, okay. Link clicker.
Oh, lordy, I'll never click again.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to put that lightning down there in North Carolina now.
Oh, man. HUD Family Self-Sufficiency Program website. FSS program coordinators serving public housing residents and or Housing Choice Voucher, HCV, holders should thoroughly review all information on FSS website maintained by the Office of Public and Indian Housing, which provides current information on grant opportunities and any updates to policies and procedures. FSS program coordinators serving HUD-assisted multifamily housing residents should visit the FSS webpage maintained by the Office of Housing. Your turn, double cousin.
Website? No, we just did the website. Program training?
Administering and
Yeah,
effective.
you read two.
Wait,
Administering, yep.
Oh,
Administering.
I didn't.
Nope.
It's Family Self-Sufficiency Program training. You're right.
What you talking about, Willis? Oh, okay. FSS. You know what? You about to have me skipping stuff. You know what? Stop putting you in charge. Help me. You're gonna mess me up. Family Self-Sufficiency Program training. This is what happens when we both by ourselves on the back chat.
Man. No
Trying
one
to double dutch with two people instead of three. Family Self-Sufficiency Program training. Bones is shaking his head, man.
I know, right?
His head gonna fall up. He's shaking his head so much.
They had bad.
Shoot, man. Oh, man, why don't I even say Grand Rising? Family Self-Sufficiency. I'm trying to read this title. Family Self-Sufficiency Program training. This self-directed training provides a comprehensive overview of how to administer an effective FSS program. The training covers all aspects of the FSS program, from helping participants set goals and develop individual training and services plan, the ITSPs, to helping participants increase their earnings and build assets and financial capability. Video clips featuring FSS practitioners and HUD staff provide real-world context and examples of the guidelines and promising practices described in the training. Viewers can test their knowledge at the end of each module by taking short quizzes on what they have learned. The training takes approximately 8 to 10 hours to complete. Do you want Mentori the next one. So got it. Administering an effective family self-sufficiency program, a guidebook based on evidence and promising practices. Mike check.
1, 2, 1, 2. You want me to read it?
You got it. You got it.
Okay. This guidebook complements the online training by providing in-depth information about all aspects of the FSS program, drawing on evidence about what works and the experience of FSS practitioners. The guidebook provides more details on the topics covered by the online training, as well as other tools and resources to help readers develop and administer a successful FSS program. I really thought asking you to help me read was going to help me with these S's.
You still got to
I'm
read some
going
S's.
on strike. No S's should be included in any alphabet.
You got to read it like
words.
a lisp. It's TH now. FFF.
This thing trying to mess me up. Got me reading slow and carefully.
I was wondering why you were reading the FSS so slow. Many other people, maybe. HUD's housing choice voucher.
Because I felt that tongue twist happening, and I was just like, look, other words happen when you get stuck.
Yeah, you're right. That'll negate the swear jar, though.
I'm trying to tell you. Like, oh, slow it down. Be careful. This is hot lava.
Exactly. The program is hot lava.
Well, don't step on a crack.
HUD's Housing Choice Voucher Guidebook. The Housing Choice Voucher, HCV, program guidebook consolidates into one document the most up-to-date guidance and requirements outlined in multiple publications, regulatory requirements, PIH notices, Federal Register notices, and other forms of guidance issued by HUD. This guidebook provides an easy-to-use one-stop resource to assist public housing agencies, PHAs, families, and other stakeholders in the administration of the tenant-based housing subsidy programs.
Whoa.
I ain't never seen no PIH notice.
Whoa. The FSS program regulation 24 CFR 984. The FSS regulations specify the basic rules application to FSS programs administered by public housing agencies for the benefit of HCV holding and or public housing residents. Your turn, double cousin.
What is it? The duet? Waivers, like that. Waivers and alternative requirements for FSS program 79 FR 78100. Upon the consolidation of the public housing and HCV FSS programs in 2014, HUD issued this brief notice that includes a number of provisions designed to reconcile rules that had previously applied differently to FSS participants in the HCV and public housing programs. That is the waivers and alternative requirements.
Okay, I think I'm in giggle mode today. My bad.
Oh no, I'm holding mine in right now. It's gonna erupt later on in the show probably.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to start going on mute.
I ain't trying to stumble on these words. FFF.
Oh, okay. The Inventory Management System, PIH Information Center, IMS, PIC. Family Self-Sufficiency, FSS, Reporting and FSS Program Portability Provisions, PIH Notice 2016-08.
Yeah, PIH notice. What's up with that?
Right.
I don't want to get one of them.
This notice provides information on FSS reporting and portability, including the circumstances under which PHAs must submit FSS addendum reports to HUD. Guidance and best practices on how to ensure accurate reporting to HUD about FSS and requirements for handling families on FSS who exercise portability or move from a PHA program to another. Your turn, double cuss.
Mic check.
1 2 1 2.
FSS addendum and instruction.
How do you say that so quick?
I'm being
Okay,
lazy.
my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Out there. PHAs are required to complete the FSS addendum section 17 of HUD form 50058 for all FSS participants. Note that some of the instructions for completing this form have been superseded by PIH notice 2016-08.
Family Self-Sufficiency Program and Multifamily HUD Notice H 2016-0 H-2016-08. This notice implements the policies and procedures applicable to FSS programs administered in privately owned HUD-assisted multifamily housing properties. Oof. I don't think you understand how I am struggling.
Hey, the next one doesn't have it for you.
I'm like, man, I brushed my teeth this morning. This don't make no sense.
He's like, why am I stumbling over my words?
Yes, these are letters.
FSS notices of funding availability. NOFAs. PHAs that receive FSS program coordinator grants from HUD must adhere to the requirements specified in the FSS NOFA announcing that funding. FSS NOFAs are published on HUD's website and www.grants.gov when they are announced. Sign up for notifications of NOFA publication on grants.gov.
Promoting partnerships to utilize housing as a platform for improving quality of life. PIH Notice 2011-51. This notice outlines suggested ways to forge partnerships with public and private agencies at the federal, state, and local levels to promote resident connections to healthcare, education, employment, and other social services in an effort to improve quality of life and provide a foundation for successful housing outcomes.
Okay, I scrolled and I lost where we were at.
PIH. I was about to say A.
PIH's financial reporting for the Family Self-Sufficiency FSS Program Accounting Brief, number 23. This brief provides information on how to report both public housing and HCD FSS program accounting transactions in the PHA's annual FASS-PH submission. What? Specifically, it addresses reporting for FSS coordinator grants, reporting for FSS program expenses, reporting for FSS escrow activities, and FSS requirements associated with the rental assistance demonstration program. Rad. Hey, you got another one without FSS in it.
Okay. Let's see how. Okay. Yes, I do. This is a good one. HUD Privacy Protection Guidance for Third Parties, PIH Notice 2015-06. This notice informs all public housing agencies, PHAs, about their responsibility for safeguarding personally identifiable information, PIIs, required by HUD and preventing potential breaches of this sensitive data.
Basic FSS documents. FSS Action Plan, 24 CFR squiggly line 984.201. Every PHA or owner that wishes to operate an FSS program must submit an FSS Action Plan to HUD for approval. The FSS Action Plan describes the size of the FSS program, the services that it will offer, and how the program will be administered. The FSS Action Plan must also describe all FSS policies over which the PHA has discretion. The requirements and components of the action plan are detailed in 24 CFR squiggly line 984.201 and HUD Office of Housing Notice H-2016-08. I don't know what that squiggly line is, so it's going to get squiggly line. Try to copy it, yeah.
I forget the name, but I had looked that up a while back. I forget what it was called though. Okay. FSS grant agreements. PHAs that receive FSS coordinator funding that sign a grant agreement with HUD upon receipt of the funding. The grant agreement describes the obligation the PHA must meet as a condition of receiving the grant.
Contract of Participation, HUD Form 52650. HUD has developed a form for the FSS Contract of Participation, including the Individual Training and Services Plan, ITSP, that specifies responsibilities of the PHA as well as the FSS participant.
Individual Training and Service Plan, ITSP. The ITSP is part of the contract of participation and where the goals identified by the participant are recorded.
You're breaking up, man. What's going on?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Dang it, I gotta read it over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're stretched out like a yoga mat.
Okay. Individual Training and Service Plan, ITSP. The ITSP is part of the contract of participation and is where the goals identified by the participant are recorded. The ITSP includes services provided to the participant, activities, and the steps that he or she will take, and estimated agreed upon completion dates for services and activities. Each participating adult family member should complete his or own ITSP.
You say participate, funny. Escrow account credit worksheet. You said it a bunch of times, you're gonna mess it up somehow.
I'm trying to tell you, I got slow on it.
All this precipitation going on. You just
Yes,
gotta participate.
I'm telling you, I was seeing it. I was seeing participant. I can get it.
Escrow account credit worksheet. FSS program coordinators may benefit from consulting this optional form developed by HUD that can be used to calculate the escrow credit earned by FSS participants. After enrollment in FSS, escrow credit must be determined at each reexamination and interim determination. The worksheet provides a step-by-step roadmap for completing the escrow calculation. PHAs may also develop their own version of the worksheet.
Sample documents. Sample FSS action plan from Nan McKay and Associates. This sample document is excerpted. No, there's a P there.
Yeah, you got to get it out of there.
Oh, it's silent?
It's an excerpt. It's an excerpt from chapter 4.
Excerpted from chapter 4 of a module FSS action plan developed by Nan McKay and Associates. I so wanted to say Nantucket, and I have no idea why.
Shout out to Nan McKay and Associates for that sample FSS program action plan. Nan McKay. Mackie. Sample FSS action plan for the city of Sioux City. Family self-sufficiency action plan for the housing authority of the city of Sioux City, approved on May 2nd, 2002, and last amended on August 11, 2015.
Sample FSS action plan from J.D. Amelia and Associates. Man, two things, Amelia Bedelia and okay, you know what? Sample FCC action plan from D'Amelia. I don't know, D'Amelia and Associates. Family Self-Sufficiency Program Action Plan for the State of Connecticut Department of Housing Development by J.D. Amelia and Associates. Last updated January 2017. I like this. This is an example. Okay.
Example.
I understand. A guidebook to live in. Just enough.
I see a guidebook around here with 147 pages.
Okay, contributors. This was prepared by Apt Associates for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Office of Public and Indian Housing. The training is grounded in the experience of FSS program coordinators and administrators and representatives of private owners of subsidized housing who participated in a community of practice about FSS, as well as input from HUD staff. Throughout the training, video clips featuring the following FSS practitioners and HUD staff provide real-world context and examples of guidelines and promising practices described in the training. For more information, please contact fss@hud.gov. The participants are Anise Shervish Chanot, Public Housing Revitalization Specialist, Office of Public Housing Investments, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C. The cousin, you want to read the next name? Okay, fine. Bahana Jezik, FSS Program Manager, Home Forward, Portland, Oregon.
My bad, I was talking on mute. But no, you got it. Let me butcher nobody's name up and had them coming from me. This is Gabrielle. This is Gabrielle Union. Grand Rising.
Judson Brown, Housing Division Manager, City of Santa Ana, California. Michelle Haupt, FSS Coordinator, Sioux City Housing Authority, Sioux City, Indiana. No. Iowa? What's IA?
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Nancy Skull, former FSS Coordinator, Housing Opportunities Commission, Montgomery County, Maryland. Patty Zatarian Menard, Senior Trainer and Consultant, Nan McKay and Associates, El Cajon, California. Renee Tarver, FSS Section 8 Home Ownership Program Coordinator, City of Oceanside Community Development Commission, Oceanside, California. Sherry Riva, Founder and Executive Director, Founder and Executive Director, Compass Working Capital, Massachusetts.
Huh?
That's in the background, goofing off with the system, getting everything together.
I'm about to say, I'll say it again, Massachusetts, Rhode Island,
Yeah, I heard you cut.
and Connecticut Housing Providers and National Technical Assistance Network, Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, well, you didn't cut that time. Don't get lazy when you say that state.
It took me a minute. I used to say Massachusetts, like I couldn't get it for nothing. Yeah, it took me a minute. In addition to the individuals listed, the following practitioners and HUD staff participated in the FSS community of practice. Amaris Rodriguez, Housing Program Specialist, Office of Public Housing and Voucher Programs, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C. Darren Dorset, Program Analyst, Office of Public Housing and Voucher Programs, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C. Tremaine Humans, Neighborhood and Community Investment Specialist, Office of Public Housing Investments, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C. Deborah Nutter, President and CEO, Founder, the Caleb Group, Swampscott, Massachusetts. Ronald Fisher, Family Self-Sufficiency Program Manager, Office of Resident Service, District of Columbia Housing Authority, Washington, D.C. Susan Tatum. I know that. Okay. Family Self-Sufficiency Case Manager, Lincoln Housing Authority, Lincoln. What's NE?
New England. I mean, no.
There we go. New England. Okay.
Right. Nebraska. Don't let me the line.
There we go. Nebraska.
Don't just
no, I thought Nebraska was. I thought it was.
You thought Nebraska was in Dakota? What'd you say?
I thought Nebraska was NA.
You know what? I said it many times in the back chat. I'm not a geographer. I don't know what things are.
Yeah, I'm used to abbreviating states by 3 letters, not 2.
I can drive. What are you talking about? Airport codes? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I'm used to.
Yo.
Trevor Samius, Director of Community Impact Preservation of Affordable Housing, Boston, Massachusetts.
Is today Friday?
Wait, what is today?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Today is Friday.
Is it? Wait, what's today for real?
No, it's Friday.
Is it?
Yes. It's Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday. Wow. It's a whole week. For real?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. We made it another whole week. I'm right here. I'm staying right here because of that. I ain't going nowhere. Nope.
Ain't even going.
Nope.
Do I want control of the sound effect?
Nowhere.
I don't know if y'all want to give me free reign. You see what happens when you give somebody free reign on the show. They click 150 pages. Yeah, 150 pages of information.
He said, "What did you click?"
I had to scroll and saw the sidebar say 147. Hey, I was gonna say somebody named Don't Somebody Me Now. Gabriel, I don't think he was around for this. Somebody used to press sound effects in my ear while I was talking exactly when I tried to start reading. I was like, wait. So you remember the first thing I said? Don't somebody me now.
Uh-huh.
The very first one. Mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. See, 157, 47. I don't think nobody caught that tone but me. Mic check.
One, two, still here.
Okay.
Yeah, no sellout. It's all set up for you. I got all the unnecessary stuff taken out now. I guess Monday you'll be having a ball.
Oh no. Oh no.
Just a little something, something.
Oh no. What did you give him?
Just a button.
Oh my goodness. Don't press the red button. What did you give him? Man, thank you for this because I've had several conversations on, and I mean, this right here, it covers so much. It really does. It covers it so much.
And basically, it lets people know who may have relatives, neighbors, or themselves who might qualify for these programs. That it's there and it's a walkthrough so you can maximize it and get and reach your goal on whatever it is you set.
Man, I don't care if this thing takes me a year. I am going to watch every module, every video, everything so I can, because this is exactly what I wanted to implement. So I don't care if it takes me a year, but I will be reading and I will be learning.
And like we said, come to seem like every program we came across so far is set up the same way. If it's something you're interested in, they have full walkthroughs. Classes, all.
And it's, you know, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Handsome. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I was back. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Handsome. Go ahead. My bad, Handsome. Go ahead.
I ain't had nothing to say. It's all you. You got it. I digress.
I find it, okay, here's my thoughts. I'm pretty sure if I dive for a couple of days, all the programs and ideas and whatnot that just things that we've discussed, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a program through HUD or USDA that's probably already been established, but no one's really tapping into it. And I say this, what did you do, Bones? What did you do?
No, I had to turn the triggers off because it's also voice activated. So he'll have voice activation control.
Oh no, Don, what did you do? What did you give him?
Hey, I ain't even got it yet. What you talking about?
What did you give him? Oh my goodness.
And popping.
That stands for topics.
Sound of Texas.
Oh my goodness. What did you do, Bones?
Ain't nobody do nothing.
Double cousin, I don't think you was paying attention.
I don't think you was paying attention. You clicking 147 pages on the Grand Rising show.
I know not what you. Well, okay. In my defense, I just clicked.
In my defense, ain't no sports being played this year. So what's your defense?
Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. Yeah. Look who stepped in the back door.
Yep.
I'm downloading. I'm importing your. Oh no! Oh no! I'm doing that right now.
That's all I needed. All I needed.
No! Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
Just when you thought it was safe.
Oh man, for real. Yeah, I'm nowhere. I'm right here.
Yeah,
I don't want to
you
talk.
keep clicking them windows. That's for every window you click. We're gonna hear that.
Nah, see, that ain't even funny. I don't
That
want
ain't
that
right.
stuff.
Was that Spawn coming at you? I don't even know what that was.
Look, I'm doing stuff on a daily, okay? And I hear, it's like I hear you, and I hear y'all voices, even down to Do Division saying, "Come on, son," like doing stuff. So I'm giggling like I'm crazy on my own in front of other people. Like, why are you laughing? Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Your voice, and I just laughed again.
See, what did you do, Bones? What did you do? Yeah, I don't care if this thing takes me a whole year to do. I got some reading, I got some videos to watch, I got some notes to take because between community garden, establishing a self-sufficiency program, I mean, yeah, that's enough to keep me busy and helpful. So I don't see the excuses.
You know. Shout out to 976 Dodo.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Do Division.
Hope all is well with your brother Dodo.
Oh yes, Grand Rising. I heard my name. Come on, son.
And he peaced out too. That's all he needed is, hey, come on, son.
Oh man, okay, yeah, my head bad. It's gonna stuck with me. People be having conversations with me. Y'all voices and y'all comments and stuff come through, and I'm just looking at people smiling. I'm like, Someone say something to me. Here, Do the video. Come on, son. I don't even have to say nothing out loud. Just smile and nod. Someone say something else. I hear Bones say, but you gotta remember. Tell you. Someone else say something. Well, I got all kind of jokes that I know on little songs and stuff that I know you, double cousin. What did you do, Bones? What did you do? Don't press the red button. It's Friday, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you don't need that sound effect at all because these are the breaks.
All right, all volumes are set.
What did you do, Bones?
And all the last unnecessary one is gone. Hey, it's no better time to work the bugs out than right now. We live on air.
Yeah, but you gonna hand over the
yeah.
controls to double cousin?
Why you so nervous, yo? What's going on? Why you hating, dog? Why you hating?
Look.
You a hot hater.
A hot potato.
Yo, it's Friday, yo. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just be making stuff up every day. Now I'm sorry. Every day is Friday. A hot hater. I'm gonna have to write that down. Put a P at the beginning of potato. A potato. Peace to the chat.
So what we went through this, Raja, how everybody feel about the info?
Man, look. You don't even understand. I'm about to print this
FSS.
book out, print a couple of things out, make sure I got enough paper in the printer, and I am going to be reading. I'm going to be watching these videos. Like I said, if this thing take me a year, that's fine.
I think it's about 75 sheets front and back with 147 pages.
It's just-
If that's what you was talking about, I'm just trying to help.
oh man. This answered a lot of questions, and to know that there is a program out there or programs already out there, and they already have a guide to plug and play, even down to a proposal for funding. And man, look, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
I keep thinking of that dude with the sideways hat. Talking about some you sitting on the couch and they out to help you. You're sitting on the couch anyway, trying to get you to sign up for school or some kind of.
Oh, I know what commercial you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm about to sit. Look, I'm gonna send the send his screenshot in the back chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
For
That's
years,
what I hear. With all of these programs, man, is they out to help you. I keep hearing that every time I turn around. This is what is the FSS program? The earnings to help you increase your earnings.
Self-sufficiency.
No, family self-sufficiency program.
Yeah, so you help
basically
families
a program to
increase
help
their earnings.
Yeah,
and,
through the
and,
escrow to your house, through the house
Exactly.
that you live in.
Like you're building your finances, man, and your assets. So stop playing. They out to help you. I'm just gonna start saying that at the end of everything. We need that. We need that clip. That's I thought that was only in Virginia. Never mind. Y'all see it. Like, who is this dude telling me to get off the couch? What if I just got home from work? It's my couch. It ain't your couch. But no, what was I saying? Yeah, they have to help you. That's what I wanted to say. That's it.
Yeah, again, it's showing more information on programs that you can go back to your community and inform your relatives, your neighbors, and start putting your plans together to move forward. Again, there's no reason for us to be sitting waiting for someone to come to us to build something for us. When we have the ability, the know-how, and the skill sets to do it for ourselves. Now with this information and being pointed in the right direction of these programs and the funding for it, the only thing missing is our action. And and to the point to where people get mad at people who claiming to be African American and saying this and that, right? But these same people that's claiming African American, they're using these same programs built in communities. The same sister that someone would get mad at because she identifies as African American built 7 communities so far? And And I say that to say this, while people worrying about what people self-identify as and making that your argument, shouldn't the argument be how many of these programs we're gonna bust open before the year open? How many communities we're gonna fix before the summer? Arguing on, yeah, we did 100 people this month, but we should be able to feed and house 200. You know what I'm saying? When is that going to become the conversations and discussions that dominate our daily lives? When is it okay? We helped 100 children a day, but we pushed a little bit more. We could have helped 100. When does that become the conversation? I mean, really? When do we sit the drama down and start back partaking in the things that matter? The things that's going to be here tomorrow and 100 years from now. Because the drama of today, nobody going to remember a week from now or even care an hour from now. I don't know, just thoughts again.
No, I agree. Man, look. HUD again. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for A2.
Crazy A2 stalking me.
Well, there's going to be a whole lot of mad people for phase 2.
Challenge. And make sure you bring your peoples with you.
Man, you know them folks ain't going nowhere.
Is it an online meeting? They'll be there.
I got like 5 weeks of meetings that say otherwise.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sometimes they don't show up to those.
Sometimes. No, let me stop.
No, not yet. Was it like a 99.9% show up rating? On the other side of it, the 0.01. I was there once.
Like, bro, why so many zeros after your point?
It was like, I found it after years of searching. The part where I was there.
But again, in all seriousness, this is more information of programs that can be used. That programs that maybe you might not have a need for, but someone in your family, someone in your community, your neighborhood may. And also through these programs, it allows us to design the institutions that can be responsible for putting together these programs as well. From to the point of building housing authorities to house our people, building communities for our elderly, building institutions for our youth. But only when we choose to make it so. When we truly decide enough is enough and not waiting for large amounts of us to come join. No, those who know, we just do. Everyone gets information and processes it at different times at different speeds.
Big facts.
So if you're aware and you know what time it is, or you know it needs to be done, the worst thing that you can do is waste your time arguing with someone that might not be there yet. It might not be their time. Right. Their skill set maybe isn't needed yet. Because in the end, we're just charged with the responsibility of informing and doing our part. Because if you're sitting here yelling and screaming for someone to do something, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
if you the time yelling and screaming. So again, we must lead by example. Yes, we speak, we talk, we communicate when we informing each other. But the example is when we take this information and step into our communities and move forward. Talk to people that normally don't look like us. Talk to people who may not live around us. Because that is the world that we live in. And we have to take these false blinders off that everyone who does not look like us is out to hurt us. Good and bad has no skin tone. Good or bad isn't designated by where you come from. You have good and bad in everything, in everybody. It boils down to choice. So again, we must work among our communities with like-minded individuals. Let's not sit here and act like that our ancestors did not have allies with nations and people that did not look like them. That's foolish. If not, who are they trading with? Again, let's not trade one form of indoctrination for another.
Yep.
Grand Rising again, doo-doo.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go out so quickly, but I'm in line so I can get my stimulus check already. So I'm beating the rush. There's no one out here but me, so that's where I am.
That sounds proactive.
Yeah, they had the SBA one here yesterday in the area called the business owners.
I just love the fact that you all are talking about this FSS program. And if Brother No Sellout doesn't get any more HUD representatives fired, you can also go through that, coordinate that through your resident services coordinator. Every housing authority has one. Don't let them fool you. But it's out there. Like I said, as far as the escrow, if you're paying rent to go toward your down payment on a house, the whole nine. So I'm still waiting on my $12,000 for those that say don't get involved with the government, don't fill out the census. So when I get that $12,000, I'm going to flip that, and then I'm going to create my own cash app, and then I'll just go back and pay for subscribers on YouTube. Are you the mic?
Like a plan.
Oh yeah. But again, these programs are here. How long have people been paying rent? Now imagine if you know that every time you paid rent, a percentage of that could have went to escrow towards you buying that house. Or you later on in life having them savings to use for children once they get older, whatever. They tell you it's your choice on what you want to use it for. Again, true indeed, we didn't know, and our parents probably didn't know. But we know now, and we can educate our children in the future generations. We can start building the foundation for this. I can sit on the couch complaining all day. That don't work with me.
I hope this is going to be rebroadcast.
You know it. Because again, these are programs that exist in basically all of our communities.
Hey, is this real time or is it going to take like 6 years for us to contact and implement any of these things?
Actually, real time, it does not take that long. A lot of these programs move at the pace that you move at. Depends on how far along you are. but they give you an advantage because before you walk in their doors, you basically have a layout of everything they're looking for, exactly how they're looking for, all the qualifications, even the cheat sheet on how you can get credit towards the qualifications so you don't have to put years and years into particular skill sets. I mean, any more easier is somebody doing it. But also remember, this isn't designed for individuals just to go in there as an individual. And a lot of times that be the problems and that be the holdup. Again, why not use these programs and these resources for our communities? We start building community organizations that are designed to access these funds. And we make sure in the Constitution and bylaws that they're designed to run to take care of the community. Not the one or the few, the whole community in which these corporations reside in. And anybody who telling you it can't be done, then you have to tell me why we still got Farmers Insurance and State Farm and Mutual Omaha and Hartford, Connecticut Insurance and all this stuff. These things are over 100 and some years old. Didn't the NFL just hit 50 something? Still doing the same thing it was designed. How many CEOs have been in and out? How many team owners? How many new teams? How many times teams have moved and relocated? But it still does what it was designed to do, doesn't it? They done had lockouts and strikes and all this, but it still does what it was designed to do. People keep saying the problem is the system. No, the system isn't a problem. The problem is how you use the system or not even using it at all. Kind of funny when people using the same system for their personal entertainment, ain't no complaints. But time you tell people these same things that y'all use for this way, you can also use to better yourself. Now there's something wrong with that.
I'm just waiting for these people to get off the internet or invent their own internet and impress me. I'll be impressed if you.
But
I'm calling in right now on my own internet.
Yeah, they're hollering that you're working with the government, but ain't you online? Infrastructure owned by the government?
Oh,
ain't
man.
you on a digital device which the government made law that every citizen should have?
Hold on. You know what? Bones, I think you just told them something. They might not have knew that. Not everybody knows everything. So maybe they didn't know that the internets was the government's.
Still is and gonna be. I mean, so that's what I mean. Let's stop the reckless, dangerous rhetoric and let's be the grown-ups in the room. All right, let's go with what makes sense. What's actually gonna put food on the table for families, keep roofs over their head, clothes on their children back. What's actually going to address the needs of our communities? I mean, the feel-good speech, yeah, that feel good. 5 minutes later, you still in the same situation that you was in. What that's going to do? Well, you don't have to take your finances, your energy outside of your community. Again, if you do not believe in yourself and you're not willing to invest in yourself, how can you convince anyone else of anything about you when you don't believe in you? We got to get out of this mindset that we have to wait for hundreds and hundreds of us to get together just to move forward. I don't care if it's 3. Then we move forward. And all this stuff that, oh, you sell out, you working for the government and all this and that. Well, go tell that to all these other so-called nationalities and races that use these same programs, that have their own communities, that have their own schools, that live their cultural life their way. Go tell that to them. Because the last I looked, there's still Jewish communities and Jewish schools. And I'm not saying this as no disrespect whatsoever. They're doing what they're supposed to do for their communities. There's still Catholic communities and Catholic schools. The Mormons got a whole state. You got Little China, Tokyo towns, Asian towns, this town, that town. What are you trying to tell me that we can't get our affairs together and build one community? I don't care if it's 30 houses, one community. We just can't build one to start. People need to stop. What are they really in this for? Stop mentioning community, stop mentioning children, stop mentioning family, stop mentioning the elderly when there's things right in front of your nose that you can use right now to help them. I didn't know nobody to ever get no real life-changing help from coming online. It happens in real time, real life, face to face. Stop the playing.
Can I channel my inner Sister Gabrielle Union again? I have a question. For all of those that are saying that these programs don't work and they're so leery, when it comes to gentrification, how many millionaires are actually buying up our old communities? Or is it flower children that just go around and they want peace of mind and they come and build the neighborhood? I'll let someone do some research on that, because I don't see too many millionaires actually buying our old communities.
Correct.
It's groups of people, like Brother Bones just said, that they form an organization, a non-profit organization, and they start painting houses and planting gardens and doing community gardens and all that stuff. There are not millionaires out there doing that. I'm telling you, these are people that ride bikes to work every day.
Yep.
They're out jogging. They're not millionaires. I'm telling you. And I'll say this and I'm gonna yield the mic. My grandmother told me something a long time ago, and I'm gonna put it in modern terminology. She said, baby, rich people floss. Wealthy people use other people's money. And with that, I yield this cotton picking mic. I put the floss in to put it in, 2020 terms. I yield mic.
And that's why I tell my brother James every time, I thank him, my family thanks him, and my community thanks him. Because with this information, what we finna slap the world upside the head with, they worried about what we doing online. They got a problem.
Man, look.
That's not even 2%.
I started rearranging my house for a reason. I ain't playing. Right here in my little old house. Where I'm going, nowhere. Look past me.
But this is my thing. How can you talk bad about something that you never once yourself attempted to use? You never tried. You never applied for it. You never filled out an application for it. But you talk bad about it. There's something wrong with this, brothers and sisters. Think about it. You have no experience on something that you're trying to tell everybody else don't do, is no good. With no experience. So I guess you'll let that same person operate on you or your loved one with that same non-experience, huh?
That's not weird at all.
I mean, you might as well. You're letting them inform the decisions in your life and they have no information, no background in what they're telling you about.
Well, I still stand by this. It ain't gonna change. When you is struggling because you ain't kicked out money to people who say do this or don't do this, don't do this, but do it this way. When you struggling and you need to put food in your house, call them up. Can you cash at me? Can you PayPal? Can you Western Union? Can you I need some food in my house. Man, I'm short. My water bill need to be paid. My light bill need to be paid. My rent need to be paid. You got me?
You already know the answer to
I
that.
looked out for you. Pay it forward.
You know
Help
what you
me out.
can do? You can take it upon yourself and get with like-minded people in your community, and you can build them services that can do that. There's grants
Absolutely.
that you can build programs like Lahi that help people in your community to pay their utilities. You can start your own if that's the line of work you want to be in. Again, the only thing that stops us is the lack of our creativity, our movement.
Now we
Like
know
I
that's
said, our brother James allowed us to see some things and witness some things that y'all can't tell me nothing. What you say, Gabrielle, you can't take back what's been seen. You
Nope.
can't.
Nope.
So all these people that saying it can't be done, y'all need to get the smoking from in front of your eyes and really pay attention. Really start looking in your community and the communities around you. It's happening every day. We're just left out because we're not participating in it.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, when you really think about it,
You're going down. Awooga, dive, dive.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yep, you came back up. You're afloat.
I was just saying, how sad is it that a whole population of people have not participated or don't participate or being told not to participate, don't be a part of, don't do this, don't do that. And the people not participating are the same people that are going to suffer even more. Why would you tell somebody don't utilize these resources? I like help. I mean, I'm grown, but I'm telling you, if my mama and daddy came to me now and said, look, you can come stay with us. We got you. You ain't got to worry about struggling no more. Just stack up your money, do whatever it is that you want to do. That's how I look at this. That's how I look at these programs and these fundings. Is, you know what? I'm grown. No, okay, you said it before, Bones, and I agree wholeheartedly. No one gets anywhere by themselves, period. Help, no matter how little or how big it is, help is help. No one accomplishes anything completely on their own. So what's wrong with getting help? What's wrong with utilizing programs? What's wrong with getting funding to help, not just yourself, but others? What's wrong with making things better? I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a real good question. Because I posed the same scenario to where you have the Daughters of the Revolution, Sons of the Revolution. These are organizations that are built off of genealogy. So as an American Indian, if you wanted to build companies based off of American Indians and tied into people's genealogy, had that a part of your constitution and bylaws. Again, there's no excuse.
This is true.
Man, you can start your own genealogical society. We have no business complaining about Ancestry or any other one of them sites when we can do the same thing. And if we don't do the same thing, we deal with what we get because we chose to accept it. That's on us.
just like not voting.
Yeah, we got to start taking responsibility. First things first, take responsibility for what we have done and take responsibility for what we didn't do. We got to take responsibility. and stop letting people that have no research on the information that they're trying to talk about tell you anything. If you know more about the topic than the person trying to inform you, why are you listening?
That's a good question.
I mean, really, I thought about that one real long time. Like, how does that work? No sellout. You know something about surgery?
No.
Oh, because I wanted you to do my operation. You cool?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm good. I think I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express once.
I got some books on it.
Yeah, I could look something up. YouTube University. Or Lil No Sellout might know how to do it.
No, but you can't say that because these same individuals will tell you, don't Google and don't go online. But even when you Google, or even if you was to go inside of a store and get a physical book, you got to do the same thing. You got to vet the sources regardless where the information come from. People, just stop it. Again, that's why we have a brain. So we can research the information for ourselves. So we can research and know what it is that we're standing behind ourselves. Because in the end, you, the individual, will have to stand judgment on your choice. So again, to me, just to me, my personal thoughts on this is that wouldn't it be wise to know all my choices I got to answer for, to educate myself on what it is I'm choosing, so I can do in the best of my ability to err on the side of right as possible? I mean, I may be wrong, but that's just my personal belief. And just think about it. What if this crisis and everything that's going on turns out to be something very, very serious? What happens to our brothers and sisters that were convinced to turn in all their information? So now when they giving out help and resources, you need this information to prove who you are. Now what? What's the solution from these people that's telling you to turn it in? What's the alternative? Okay, you need your birth certificates and social security to make sure that you can get the proper medical attention that you need. What's the alternative to the medical attention by you turning your stuff in? What they got? Don't give me no Band-Aid and tell me to walk it off. What they got? Okay, I have family members that have to be quarantined and they need housing and stuff for it. But you're saying back away from the system, don't use the information, turn in all your information. Okay, what's the alternative? Oh, turn in all your stuff. Turn in everything that says that you're a U.S. citizen, making yourself an illegal immigrant. So now you can't even take no ground and plant a seed in it because you're a foreigner here.
And that's a whole nother process of messed up stuff.
I just want to know.
Marry an American citizen to get your green card.
And you still, I mean, people, see, that's the crazy thing. People who are from other countries that come to the United States, come to North America, they are still issued a card that's like a social security card. That's their number.
Correct.
Okay. Man,
Yeah, anybody who's telling you foreigners don't have socials, make them prove it with the information. They have an equivalent of a social security number. Yes, they do. How are they working if they don't? Come on, let's use common sense, people. It shows they paying taxes into the system. They have an identification number.
I have another question in my Sister Gabrielle Union voice. How is it that immigrants can come over with literally nothing, no money? They paid whoever they paid to get on the boat or to get in the truck to bring them over to the United States. How do they open up convenience stores and grocery stores? Just a question. Just sitting here opening up windows. Just a question. I yield the mic.
Using these
Hey,
same
Bones.
We've
Bones.
read that. HUD, USDA programs,
Hey,
funding,
Bones.
grants.
Bones, you remember one of the first videos we looked up back in February this time last year?
Uh-huh.
What was the dude in the bodega and who he was hiring and who that man? Come on now. I don't know if he was born here at all. Matter of fact, I know he wasn't born here at all. They out to help you. HUD, USDA, FSA, FSS.
PIH, PHA,
Man.
you name it.
Your own housing authority, whatever that name might be, what have you.
Hey, this is my block. No, really, that's the name of
no,
my
seriously,
block.
this is my block. You thought I was talking about drugs. Shame on you.
I mean, again, didn't we about a month ago go through the article about the sister who they didn't want in the neighborhood? Did she
51,
cry?
51.
Did she complain? Did she riot? Or did she get her business together and bought her own community and now have 7?
51 homes in that community, plus the drugstore, plus some other more stuff. Man.
And restoring the history of this area to what they want the history to be, correct?
Little Rock.
And these ain't 50 just run-of-the-mill old shack houses. Are they no sellout?
Nah, I was assuming that from the description, these are luxury, nice homes.
But without the high-end costs, made affordable for the people of her community, correct? And last we checked, she had 7? So now how can this sister have 7 when people who know nothing about this program can't even tell you when it started and what it do, telling you it can't be done? But over here, there's 7 to prove that it can. What's the dilemma again?
I'm back. What happened?
No, just saying, you have people who know nothing about these programs, can't tell you when it started, can't tell you what it do whatsoever. Then on the other hand, you have this sister that has 7 communities.
Oh yeah, she do have 7 of them.
So what's the dilemma again?
Oh, I'm gonna go on mute because I'm gonna mess with that. Selfishness.
I mean, Gabrielle, if I'm correct, the same program dealing with farming and further education, and didn't you all reach out and contact them?
Yeah, I actually did. And I can actually give an update on that because of recent events taking place. I got the email connection links to communicate through email through through my caseworkers now. Because actually now filling out the application, talking with them, I have 3 caseworkers for 3 different programs that I am currently actively participating in.
Man, they gave you a caseworker. They gave me the runaround. That's what's up. I'm gonna call her today. She's gonna answer the phone.
I am.
Have her call forward and on.
Listen, I feel like I'm starting off small, and the more I come to an understanding or knowing and read and conversations and calling every day, I realize I'm actually starting off big. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that I am learning business. Again, shout out to Achachin's Assembly, Bones, Double Cousin, Doodoo Vision, TMH, Carrie, Copper Indio. Like, when I tell you, I am walking in a new way. Like, I thought I knew business before, didn't know nothing, and I'm okay with not knowing anything and learning new every day. I'm okay with that, because it's not just beneficial to me. It's beneficial to what will be implemented in this community and is well needed. It is not just needed. It's something that will last. And I look forward to the fact that it's not just me getting my stuff together, but it will be also the community getting their stuff together. So yeah, absolutely. I know that was a yes or no question. My bad. So yes.
No problem.
So yes, and I didn't have to fill out a bunch of forms. I didn't have to put together a bunch of packages. All I had to do was go down there, ask some questions, fill out an application, get a case manager assigned, tell them what my goals are, and what I want to accomplish, and let them know what it's going to be. So, I mean, it was a lot simpler than chaos, and read for yourself.
So basically, it just cost you some time.
Yeah, and it was it was, man, look, I didn't even notice the time. You know what? You bringing that up, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you're right. It just time, but yeah, you don't even realize it. Just okay.
I just want to see the alternative.
Yeah, can't nobody listen. Can't look.
You can't even temporarily do this until you get
Can't nobody tell me different. Can't nobody. Somebody coming up to me talking that crazy mess. Man, look, I'm gonna hit them in the head with some words like, let me shut you down real quick. Let me
finish. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm not gonna let you finish.
You finish? You finish? Well, let me tell you about HUD. Let me tell you about USDA. Matter of fact, let me tell you about this city. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about the states. Just saying.
And it's a different feel when you know the numbers of your community, the numbers of your area, the resources, what you can access, what you can do, what you can build.
Yeah. I also say this. Help. It's all help. If you and this is what was these are some of the questions that was asked to me. How are you able to sustain yourself with whatever income you receive or you have in your home? How are you able to sustain your family financially with food? How are you able to sustain your family with medical needs? They ask these questions, and here's the thing. Anybody telling you, I'm not saying go manipulate or abuse or use it, but there's nothing wrong why would you want to struggle when you can get help along the way so that it doesn't have to be so hard? I'm just saying. It's
That's what I tend to say. People let pride get in the way.
to start asking people, what exactly is it that you want?
Yeah, because I learned that the Medicaid insurance and the Medicaid or Medi-Cal insurance, it's not like there's different forms of it. And so like some of them, like you have a copay based off of your income. Some of them you don't have a copay based off your income. And the Medicaid, Medi-Cal insurance not just covers you, like say if you're the head person that goes to apply for it and your children are adult age, your children still get covered up until the age of 25. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's not like I just man, look. What is the alternative? Exactly, Bones. What is the alternative? What is the alternative?
I can.
You know what's funny though? Oh, go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. What's funny is these.
You're breaking up, Bones.
1 2 1 2
1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2. Yeah, the same people that they would look at and consider rich and wealthy, do they know they also use these programs?
Exactly.
They better start studying some of these portfolios.
You know what just went through my mind? This is like talking about music videos where they got the gold chains and the boats and the houses, right? And people don't pay attention to that house may have been rented out for that day just to shoot that video, or that boat may have been rented out for the hour just to shoot that video.
Oh, it is.
I'm just saying, it's like it's almost like we're talking about.
You talking about those videos? You said those fat gold chains, and he got the t-shirts on, and the pants sagging down to their knees, and the drawers showing, and they running, but nobody's chasing them. Those videos.
Yes. Those little short mini movies.
Yeah, how you come from a scene running on the street to you in a hot tub, and you ain't take nobody's shower? Come on, son.
That's that. Yeah, exactly. That's what this is like. This is what's going through my mind right now. Like, listen, if you need help, want help, it's there. Like I talked with a caseworker, and she was telling me about other programs that had been put in place in this area that I hadn't even found or known about. So it's one of those things, if you don't ask, who's going to tell you about something if you're not interested in it? Who's going to tell you about another program if you're not trying to participate in one program?
Now, I have a question for you. Was that caseworker eager to share the information about those programs with you?
Yes. Not only was she eager, she was ecstatic at the fact that I understood participating in that program helped them get more funding.
Yep. And she probably, if she didn't, but she probably wanted to give you a hug, huh?
Yeah, she was smiling. The other caseworker that I talked to, when I told her what I wanted to do and how I wanted it to be a business, implement one thing, but implement two things, and with the community garden, with the education, but ultimately have a business. She was excited. She said, we need stuff like this. Okay, here, fill this out. This is what we're going to do. We're going to sit down. Now, granted, everything has to be done through email communication, but it's, man, look.
It's the fact that you knew what you were talking about made her job a lot easier. You didn't come in and say, I just want to do something. And then they're like, okay, well, what area are you interested in? I don't know. just something make me the most money. That and they wonder why. Again, you have people, as you said something that was very vital, and I don't want to skip over it. When the people that are responsible for allocating the funds for these programs, if the people don't come in and they don't distribute those funds, they are out of a job.
Now, let me tell you something. You are absolutely correct. Here's why. There are two programs that I called about that they said they weren't accepting any applications for or anything, that you had to go through the USDA, and that was only for rural area, because so many people had not participated in these programs before. They can no longer accept applications or issue funding. They have to focus on the community block grant. They're not focusing anymore on the brain fart, housing,
On the housing grants, on the individual home grants. Yeah, they're not focused on that.
It's specific. It's the home buyers program in the city. They're no longer accepting applications, and even if you are part of their subsidized housing program or their choice voucher Section 8 program, they're still not accepting applications because they no longer have funding to put for that program. It's just for the community block grant.
And Gabrielle, in our research in that area, because I have interest as well, because my daughter lives in the area, what did we find out? Because the people wasn't participating, who filled in that gap? Wasn't it the military?
Yes, not only did the military fill in that gap, they have lost funding, the amount of funding. The funding has gone down every year, to the point now that the city, the housing department and whatnot, the funds, they're trying to salvage or save the funds, because if they no longer receive the funds, then other stuff starts to happen.
Yep. And they start becoming subsidized in a military town.
Correct. And this area, for the most part, and this is just my opinion, I could absolutely be wrong, but in my thoughts, this area got to a point where it catered to and was dependent on the base, the military. So if it doesn't receive other funds, being completely dependent on the income or the participation of the base within the town/city, things will really get rough. So if you don't know how to be, to me, and I could be wrong, if you don't figure out how to be self-sufficient, self-reliant in this area, it will be it'll be some problems, some other type of problems that people ain't paying attention to, or aren't paying attention to. My bad.
And
this is my thought.
Yeah, and if you think about it, this is the same form of gentrification. It's just a different group is doing it. It's happening by the military because that's who's coming in and filling in the tax revenue for this town.
Right.
See, these cities and these communities that we live in, they live off of the investments that we put back in them. So when we don't invest in our own community, in our own towns, they have to get the funding from somewhere. Then these corporations come in and you wonder why your town is catering to this major company, because we didn't participate. We let a Walmart or somebody else come in and pay the large share tax revenue. Because what we came to find out, what the military pays, what? More than 50, close to 60% of the taxes there? So who you think they're gonna cater to? Majority rule, right?
Corporations are people, my friend.
Majority rule, right? So if the people who reside there choose not to use their voice, and another entity come in and choose to use theirs, who's at fault? The federal government told you they have a responsibility to take care of the citizens. So they set up the ability for us to set up institutions to take care of ourselves, because what they told us, they can't do it all themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if we don't do it, then other entities can come in and do it and receive the funding. So keep walking away if you want to, but as you walk away, stop complaining that your neighborhood looks the way that it looks. I mean, it's not that difficult when you really look at it, when you really understand how the system works. And like Celestial Love said in the chat, the problem is we did not understand how it works. And now that we're coming into a full understanding how it works, it's plug and play time.
For those of us that knew, I apologize on their behalf, but I really can't apologize because we spent so much time with, no, you're an agent. No, you're a hater. You're an agent hater. You're a hater of agents. I don't understand. How do you know about that information? You work for the FBI. You got the FBI kicking in my door. So I spent so much time refuting those conversations that I couldn't get the information out. And I've been sitting for years begging people, please take this information and run with it. Please run with it. Because no one should have to go. No community should have to go without. No community. So if the community has, then you have individually. That's how it works. It's always worked that way.
Yep.
When your community flourish, you flourish.
Because you are a member of that community. And I can testify what Brother James was saying. I became an agent just by conversating with him. Matter of fact,
turned you against the truth.
Ooh, I know what agent means. Oh, I just figured it out. Agent means a good established, good established nook of truth. Okay.
It is ironic to talk about agents and what was some of the insurance companies y'all were talking about earlier? State Farm and Farmers and what are their employees called?
Agents.
Okay. Jake with State Farm.
Khakis.
It is.
Now, I understand why the members of our communities that do have this information, why it's hard for them to come to the forefront with it. Because of the treatment that happens. People don't take the time out and want to listen and realize that, okay, if this yelling and screaming and being mad ain't changed anything.
You talking about?
People have been doing this since the top of the 1900s, yelling and screaming. It ain't never changed nothing.
You talking about temper tantrums?
Whatever we want to call it. It has never changed anything. So why, as adults, we just can't take the time to sit down and listen? Just listen. Because obviously the yelling and screaming and being mad, I'm first, my land ain't doing nothing for nobody. It ain't changed anything yet. It's not the first generation to do it. Definitely ain't gonna be the last. So when do we take the time out to sit down and just listen to each other? Common sense conversations. Look amongst each other and look at us who do have information that it reflects in their communities and how they conduct themselves, and listen. See, a lot of people always ask the question why, when a lot of our brothers and sisters tend to make it, they don't come back. And it's sad, I can see how that happens now. I can see how it happens. Because you go get the information and you bring it back to your brothers and sisters. And it has to be an agent because it came from people that didn't look like you. Well, do you use that same ideology when you get up every rising and go to work? Do you use that same ideology when you pay your phone bill, your utilities, buy your clothes, or your food? I mean, come on now. When did we get so one-track minded that right and wrong doesn't even exist anymore? When? That I don't think our brothers and sisters that had that information, they don't owe us no apology. We owe them an apology because we didn't listen. And we should be grateful to the Creator for the ones that stayed because they didn't have to. They did their part. They put it on the line for their communities. And out of love for their brothers and sisters, they come back to share. And what do? Again, responsibility. When did wrong become the right thing to do? When did being real become doing what somebody else deemed was real? Last I checked, real is doing what you have to do to provide for you and your family. Doing the honorable thing. That's real. When did our lives become something to allow people who look like us to pander as entertainment? And we wonder why the world laughs at us? Because we allow it. How are we going to cry about communities when we're not even trying to be community? And I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about in real life. I don't care if my neighbor is a European. I'm gonna say it again. He could be 100% straight European. If he lives in my community, then his needs, I need to hear as well, because he's a member of my community. And the last I checked, that's our ancestral way. Way before colonization, our ancestors providing shelter and homes for people who needed it. If I turned around and judged my neighbor by the color of his skin, how am I now then not the colonizer? How can I, as a man, ask to be judged by my intent, my choices, my heart, but then judge another one by the color of his skin? See, if we say we talking truth, let's talk truth. Truth is to realize whether they identified you white or black, we have all been lied to. Truth. Truth is when it comes down to this community, where you come from is important to the individual. But when it comes to the need of the community, we address now. Truth is that we all realize race and color was given to all of us. All of us. Truth. that the moment that we realize that we look out for each other, man and woman, and child, and elderly, as human beings, truth. And it does not mean that you have to give up your culture as an American Indian. You embrace it because that's part of our culture. To embrace the differences of others. We too busy worrying about everybody else to recognize, but when are we gonna recognize that the rest of the world isn't the problem? It's us. We bought into the lie. And we sell it to each other every day. When are we gonna start working with our brothers and sisters that do have these positions in our communities to make change? So what if he want to identify as an African American? We live in the same community. His children and my children go to the same schools. But we're gonna argue about man-made titles and pet names and swear that we better. Then what? Brothers and sisters, let's spark real change. Let's really honor our ancestors, not in talk, but how we live day by day, how we talk to each other, how we talk to strangers, the mark that we leave behind. Want to fight about being an Indian? They can have that. I'd rather be one. I don't need no one to identify me as that. I know what I am. It's up to me to live it and honor it. And I ask all my tribal brothers and sisters, let's do what hasn't been done. Let's for once put aside our tribal differences. For once. To fix the problems of the communities that we all reside in. Then after that, if we choose, we can pick up the conversations of our differences. But if we don't, these petty differences are going to kill us all. Then what? We're going to be some proud dead Indians? And I'm talking to the urban Indians, the reservation Indians. All of us have a responsibility. Those who know, those who don't know. This is our home and it's falling apart. So when are we going to address it? When are we going to reach out to each other and stop letting this colonization keep us apart? When are we going to put our families back together? To realize at the end of the day that we are all family. We are all tied in some shape, form, or manner. But that's beautiful. Because when you embrace that responsibility, that means that we overlook no one. Because we all share a part of each other. And without each other, none of us would be here. So again, to all my American Indians, let us rise from these ashes and rebuild. And remembrance of our ancestors. for the moments and the needs of today, and for many, many, many futures to come.
Y'all still there?
Mic check 1, 2, loud and clear.
No, I was gonna say I'm totally fine with leaving the show ending right there. You know.
Oh, you said I didn't want to talk. My bad. I didn't. Nope. Hot. I ain't want to.
That's what I'm saying. Just go ahead and end it. I mean, peace, y'all. no, I'm joking. You think I got something to say? Might as well just skip me.
Oh. So, wait, I missed it. Maybe I didn't hear it. I don't know. Something.
No, I mean the set is on fire, so I don't know, Gabrielle. I mean, we just kind of have to wait for the proper authorities.
So are we doing salivations? Because
Hey, we can go ahead and let the relatives get they on the way.
I feel like I missed something. Like I was hearing everything. Everything was on fire. Oh no.
Nope. Salutate now, or you can get out.
Yeah, I'm a salutate now. Shout out to you, double cousin, for these wise words. Hopefully one day I'll aspire to man, I just got quotes. Man. Okay. Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat. Peace to the silent majority. Shout out to all the members of Attachments Assembly. For real. Y'all have been helpful, truthful, helpful. So yeah. Census Day is coming up April 1st. Some people have received census in the mail. You can fill out the form. They also give you the option to take that form, the code that's put on the form, and go online and fill it out. Make yourself count so that you can count. In addition to, I received my census form. That ACS census is extremely important. Because looking at the questions that was proposed or put on the decennial census, I realized how extremely important that ACS census is. So yeah, make yourself count so that you can count. It's important. Participate. Please participate. I know voting happened locally in states. Voting will happen again presidentially towards the end of the year, but still start paying attention. See who's going to be representing you. Make yourself count in all ways so that you can count. Genealogy. Know who you are so that no one can tell you who you are, period. Do your genealogy. continue on your genealogical journey. It can be frustrating at times. There are times where I've been frustrated, where I'm, pulling records or Googling. There's different resources, churches, colleges, state archives, county archives. Pay attention to timelines. If someone's saying that you had an ancestor that was born in 1700s in South Carolina, of course, especially if it's a digital record showing you it, get that original record, because again, in South Carolina wasn't established until 1812. So pay attention to timelines. But yeah, keep on that genealogical journey. Don't stop. Know who you are so that no one can tell you who you are. The more you know, the more easier it is to sift out the noise, chaos, and nonsense with things being said. We got to help each other. We got to look out for each other. We've got to take care of each other. We've got to take care of our communities, our families. Bones, pulled a heartstring. We got to fix our house. Man, they got programs for HUD for that too. So, peace to the chat, peace to the panel, peace to the silent majority. With that being said, again, shout out to you, Double Cousin, for these wise words. Hope y'all enjoy them. I think you guys are going to laugh on some of them. All right. This one specifically, and I'll get into other ones, comes from Oscar the Grouch. Just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It is called garbage can, not garbage cannot. Okay. Be careful when arguing or conversating with a fool. Those who are watching can't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
When attempting to fight fire with fire, remember that the fire department uses water. Think you're gonna like this one, Double Cousin? Success is like peeing on yourself. Everyone sees it, but you get the warm feeling that it brings.
What? Oh man, it's Friday.
Oh wait, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Age is of no importance unless you're cheese. Some people create their own storms and then get mad when it rains. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Negative people come up with reasons it won't work. Never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty and the pig likes it.
Yeah, go ahead and say that one more again.
Never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. Don't let negative and toxic people with negative words rent space in your head. Raise the rent and kick them out.
Ooh.
Guard your thoughts. You have more important things to think about, to accomplish, than people who just talk. Toxic people. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Don't get even. Do better, much better. Rise above. Become so engulfed in you and your community's success that you forget it happened. And last but not least, the elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs one step at a time. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. And last but not least, if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito.
Hold on, let's try sleeping with a mosquito in the room.
Uh-huh. Okay. Wait a minute, I'm getting to it.
When you say it, you mean the last 20 that you have?
No, it's
Oh, my bad, 18.
really, Bones. Why did you give him the button?
I don't have the button. Not yet.
It's not you.
Not yet.
Okay. Optimism. Someone who figures that taking a step backwards after taking a step forward is not a disaster. It's more like cha-cha. Don't worry about the world coming to an end today. It's already tomorrow in Australia. We'll probably never fully become what we wanted to be when we grow up. But that's probably because I wanted to be a ninja and a princess. And lastly, okay, make sure everybody in your boat is rowing and not drilling holes when you're not looking. Know your people, know your circle. Peace, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful weekend.
Wait, you can't end like that. Wouldn't they drown too with you?
And make sure your peoples is there. Because you might get embarrassed.
Shout out to Llewellyn Lloyd Livingston, because you keep taking all those L's. And shout out to Teacher John, because you don't want none of this smoke, up in smoke.
Well, I don't have anything to say.
Shout out to Barnaby Jones, Ironside, and Beretta. Shout out to 10 Speed Brown Shoe. Shout out to Spencer for Hire. Shout out to a man called Hawk.
AKA FSS. Oh yeah, if you need any help with programs or explaining the programs or accessing the programs, please email us at attentionisisassembly@gmail.com.
Can you dial in using a rotary phone?
If your rotary phone works, yes.
Payphone?
Is it how much is it back to 10 cents since nobody uses them, or are they still removing them from in front of the store?
I can't find one.
I can't find one that's just not the case. That's all it is, just the case. I need one of them. Just hey, let me rent the case.
Ooh, I got one more before everything. This is it.
I don't believe you, because when I say peace, y'all, you got 6 more.
People who are negative and tell you not to do things or participate are either lonely, broke, or bored. Have you ever noticed that these type of people have these characteristics?
Shout out to Computer Vonnie. Ding, ding. What kind of SVU? But yeah, the number works.
This number works.
I'm going on mute. I think it's James Flames.
Okay, my bad. I'm going on mute. Mute me.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, handsome. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What you got for him, James?
Oh man, I thought that was it. I already said what I had to say.
Oh, he shout out, just shouting you out.
Shout out to Dr. Sleep. While he was going around, if y'all ain't seen that movie, it's part 2 of The Shining. You may want to check that out.
Really? Where's who? So who?
Yeah. Shout out, because I'm renting old buildings and walking around with flashlights because I ain't turned the water and the lights on. Talking about that. Hey, y'all can edit that for the replay. Edit that.
No, man. Before you edit it, Bones, I gotta hear it like 20 more times. Hold up. It's like, yo, run them donations. Hold on. So, would any of these programs have helped a site in Delaware / site in Philly?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I need HVAC.
Same chingle.
Brother who does HVAC.
Well, on that note.
Ooh, and if you HVAC, you can become registered HUD Section 3. Man, look.
Bingo.
Look.
Go ahead and get out of here before we be here to tomorrow rising. And once again, thank Gabrielle No Sellout and Brother James Flames for dropping in and the work y'all put in on the show, making it what it is. Also want to like to thank the active chat and the solid majority. And again, more programs and more information on programs on how you can access them today to start bringing change to your community tomorrow. Proof that we don't have to sit back and wait, yell or scream and point fingers. We can choose to do something about it. We can choose to get active in our community, start talking amongst each other, our neighbors, the ones that look like us, the ones that don't look like us, the ones that believe the way we believe and the ones that don't. Because again, if all these people live in your community, they're a part of your community. And if we address the needs as community, the individual needs get met as well. So again, brothers and sisters, continue to work in your communities. Continue to keep talking, to keep spreading the word, to find out what you can do locally to affect change. Continue to work on your genealogy and spreading the information of genealogy. So therefore, anyone who needs information on it can find the help that they need, tracing back to who their family is. So until we link up again to the next Rising Show, remember we love you and peace.
Peace, everybody. Once you give a smile away, you can't take it back.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Guado.
Peace, y'all.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.